Do you know in your healthcare practice, if you're a dentist, a chiropractor, a naturopath, functional health, cosmetic services, if you're probably wasting your time on marketing and what you need to be focusing on first to get growth. And I want to share that with you today because this can save you a lot of time, energy, money, and frustration. Hey there, have we not met before? I am Dr. Ginger Bratzel, and I've helped thousands of healthcare practices across the country grow and keep more of their ideal patients and clients by focusing on what they need to be focusing on at the right time in the right order. And so when it comes to your patients or your clients, there is a progress. We call it the patient journey. And marketing is only like a little tiny bit of it. If I zoom in there, there's a lot of things within marketing. And this is coming from a marketing person. Most offices, unless you're brand new, let's say you just open up the door and you have no clients, you have no patients, um, you have a whole wealth of stuff that's right under your nose and you're not optimizing it and leveraging it. And so when I go into a practice and I look at the what's going on with their practice, I try to what I call the fastest path to the cash. That is an easy way, and it gets very visual. But what I'm telling you is where you're wasting time, energy, and money because you are a business and where you could be serving people better and getting to the connection because patients and clients are looking for you. But what are you doing to serve them? I mean, they're not court ordered that they have to go to you. They elected to come to you. And if you are not connecting them where they're meeting, where they're at, if you meet them right where they're at, you're going to have a disconnect and they're going to go somewhere else. So when it comes to patients and clients, they're not your patient or client until they actually accept treatment for the next stage and they give you money. Most people think they are a patient once they make an appointment, and you have a lot of room to screw up in there. And so, when it comes to most practices, I find there's five common areas. There's hundreds of areas in the patient journey. There's little triggers, is what I call them, but most of the time it comes down to the big five. And I'm going to share a little bit with today with you, and you can go through the patient journey with me, but I'm going to grab my glasses and let's get over to my iPad and I'm going to show you the patient map. So let's zoom this bad boy in. That's your patient journey map. And if we, it starts here in the yellow and it starts with messaging, and we go all the way up to referral. And these are ambassadors for your office who are not going to sleep until everybody they know is coming to you. And in between there is the point of becoming a patient. There's a lot of points to leverage in this process. There's things that most people are messing up, and a lot of them don't cost a dime. It's using the resources and energy you have right now. When we say marketing, that is just that little tiny bit, that tiny little bit in the messaging, but that can take up a big chunk of your time and your money. Okay. And if this is not where you need to be focusing on, or if you got a leaky bucket, people are coming in and they're leaving just as fast. We have other points along the way um, in this journey. Whoops. Follow the lines, Ginger. There we go. In this journey where we could be leveraging to get more patients in the office. So let's just clear all this off and let me go through some of that with you. So, like I said, I call these the big five. And here's the deal I want you to keep in mind, okay? This is really critical. They are not really your patient. Write her down or pause it, rewind it, and listen to it again. They are not your patient until they get to that point where you actually start treatment and they gave you money. They accepted care and they actually showed up for care because they can say yes and then cancel, okay? So they've got to be there. That's when they became your patient. And you think about it, well, I've treated them before. No, you have to reestablish that relationship every time. You got patient, client, doctor, provider relationships got to go all the way back through there. So they are not yours until they like at that stage. So don't be foolish and think, I'm looking for my eraser. Don't be foolish and assume that they are yours too. And if you know that, that you have not sunk that relationship, but to that stage, you're going to be a little more cautious and a little bit more aware. It's not scared, aware of the thing you need to do. It's like the dating relationship. Sometimes we take people that we're in long-term relationships with for granted. The little things about sending flowers, the niceties, and opening the door. Oh, me and my husband have been married for over 34 years. I was just thinking about the other day, he always used to open my door. I don't know the last time he opened my door. Not that he's not a great guy, but he just knows, we're busy. We're running into the hardware store. We're thinking of something else. We take that for granted. Now, he and I are in a good relationship, so that's good. But if we weren't, that might have set me off. Okay. So I want you to pay attention to that in your relationship. So, trigger points when I think of the big five, that's on eraser. Let's get that pen. Big 5. There we go. Um, you know, Issues happen here, and I'll tell you about that one. Um, People can this one is so, I'm gonna give it a plus or minus. When I go into offices, they hit it or they miss it, and it's not real consistent. This one, if I had to put an area that gets really screwed up, it's right there. Okay. Really, really screwed up. And even in this case presentation, if I zoomed it in there, I could put three of the biggest screw ups are here. Three of the biggest ones. This ones are the ones that cost you the money. Okay. If you spend money on marketing to bring somebody in and then you blow it there, you have no one to blame but yourself. And I'll tell you, most practices do it. This is where I could go through and we fix that. That's where the problems is. But in the interest of time, I'm gonna get you started with the first one, the first easy one to do that in the patient journey, and that's when patients come in for that very, very first visit. That first visit, we're not even with the first visit, when they are, reaching out to you again, they might be an existing patient, they might be a new patient. This is where you get to do some really good detective work. Most of the time, these are rushed. Do you have insurance? Oh, what are you coming in? We play verbal volleyball back and forth. I got a chipped tooth. Okay, we'll get you in on Friday. Need a cleaning? We'll get you done there. And we go back and forth, back and forth. How much does a crown cost? Bum, bum. How much is your first visit? Bum, bum. I need supplements. How much does that go? Bum, bum. Well, it really depends. Blah, blah, blah. Guys, just shut the hell up, okay? Take intel, write these things. Patient is concerned about cost, ask about the new visit. It's your chance to get control of that conversation. And that's the problem. They have the control there, and we want them to feel like they have control, but we never really get to the nitty-gritty in the relationship because we're so busy thinking we are Wikipedia and we got to give them an answer to everything. And that's where people get screwed up. That's the questions I get. How do I get patients to accept treatment, Ginger? How do I get them to schedule for it? What do I need to say? You've got to be in a different power position, and that power position is a compassion position. So when people are calling in, I have my staff write down everything that they say. There's little subtleties. This is where I get to be a detective on that first phase. And this is where people screw it up. If they tell me you got a chipped tooth and cleaning and their dog is busy, I'm writing all those things down. I don't say any of it for granted. If they're a talker, I write that down and I don't roll my eyes like they're a talker. When I go back to the other, they're going to drive me nuts. They're a talker. No, they need connection. That's what they just told you. They need a little extra time. Those are critical. This is where you get to be a spy and you really understand people. Because when you know where they're coming from, it's easier to get them where they want to be. And if you keep shortcutting this and put it in your own things and try to streamline the process, like I hate patients to make an appointment online because I don't get this intel. I really don't get this intel. So it's always great to have that conversation. It might virtually, I might be texting it. I do it in DMs in social media, or DMs through the office and a chat bot or the email. You think those are time wastes. Those are wealths of information. And that's where people are screwing up. That's the biggest one. So I want you to take that first appointment, that first contact, and I want you to learn everything about them. I want you to get control of the situation and really connect with them. If your office is so busy where she's answering phones, and I say she because 90% of the time it's she, I'm not being sexist, he or she is sitting there answering the phones, but they also you got them presenting treatment plans and checking people in, then that's on you. You got a broken system there. You've got to give these people due process. And when they go to schedule, they bring them out of the room to schedule from the next step. That person gets thrust back in there and they don't know what happened in the room and all the motivating factors. It just starts that cycle all over again. So that's the number one. That's not the number one. That's the first one on the top five. Now I have a longer list. I did training for my clients. This is a point we really dig in. If you want a copy of that training, you can put in the comments below. Uh, the big five, and I'll know what you're talking about, or send me a message, either email or direct message me, and I will get you a copy of that as my gift to you for wanting to improve your practice on this, because this is a power position. You want to be there. This is Ginger. Until next time, signing off.